Philippines, we're just checking so that you know whether we're already on webcast or not. Does it matter to you, or just to be fair to you?
We already have 11 stakeholders in the room, so
yeah, we already have the stakeholders in the room. If you would like to proceed to any adjustment.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, I didn't notice this before the gavel, and I apologize because I also worked with Sherwin on the text for paragraph 5. But I have a very small suggestion on paragraph 5 that will give the Bureau some flexibility, and it is on line 3 when we say request the Bureau to hold informal hybrid meetings. My suggestion, a friendly one, is to replace hold with organize, so that it gives us the possibility where, for example, if we want to have a meeting like the one we had yesterday, Bureau members don't have to facilitate or chair, just in case people want that possibility. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Philippines. If there is no objection, then we will replace hold and put organize informal hybrid meetings. So decided. Then back to you, Matthew.
Thank you so much, Ambassador Tovar. Thank you so much, Philippines, and good afternoon, everybody, and particularly those relevant stakeholders who have just joined us either in the room or online. So just to explain, we are in agenda item 5, which is report of the meeting. As you just heard, obviously, we're making our way through the report, and in a minute I will go through each paragraph with the aim of greening and agreeing that relevant paragraph. But just to open it first, of course, by saying that we are considering our interim report summarising the main outcomes of this first session of the 6th meeting. I would like to recall that in advance of our discussion, the Secretariat has circulated a short draft interim report on this item. As such, I would like to invite comments from the IGWG on the interim report, paragraph by paragraph, with recognition of the suggestion we have already just had and agreed. So let us begin, please, with paragraph 1. Paragraph 1 is a factual description of when the meeting took place and of the members of the Bureau. So I would just like to check that there is no objection to that paragraph. It is so agreed and can be greened. We then move to paragraph 2, please, if we can scroll down. This is a summary of the Director General's address on Monday morning, which was made. So I see no objection, so we can therefore agree it into green. We then move to paragraph 3, which is a factual description of the adoption of the agenda, recognising that a certain agenda item was deleted because there were no proposals received under that item. Just to check, I see no objection. It is therefore agreed. We then move to paragraph 4, which talks about what is publicly webcast with the participation of relevant stakeholders, and then mentions the two sections that were in closed session with the participation of IGWG members and observers of Palestine and the Holy See, and mentions relevant stakeholders being invited to join dedicated sessions where they were updated on progress and could provide their views. I see no objection to that said paragraph. It is therefore agreed. And then to turn to paragraph 5, which also will explain why I've been using the phrase interim report. As you may have noticed at the start of what I was saying, is that we've decided to hold a resumed session of the 6th meeting from the 27th of April to the 1st of May. And then also what we were just discussing around the fact that hybrid meetings will be organised by the Bureau during the intersessional period, and then mentioning there the specific areas that will be covered. And then that it was agreed that any convergence arising from those meetings will be presented to the IGWG and considered in the resumed session, building on the on-screen version of the IGWG 6 draft PABS annex text. So noting we've already made the change suggested by the Philippines, I see no objections to this paragraph. It is therefore agreed. And then finally, a factual statement that this report, interim report, has been adopted, and therefore, in a moment when we come to that relevant stage, the co-chair is suspended because we're not closing, because we have a resumed meeting in the last paragraph 6. I see no objection to that, and therefore it is agreed and greened. And we have an agreed interim report. Thank you. So I formally will just say that the IGWG is ready to adopt this interim report in line with the comments raised, but noting that the final report will be decided at the end of the resumed 6th session at the dates that I have just outlined in the report. So I see no objection, and it is so decided. This concludes our consideration of agenda item 5. We now move to agenda item 6, which is the closure of the session. It's important to say we have agreed is now a suspension, so will not be a closure of the session. However, I know we have the Director General sitting here next to me alongside Dr. Chikwe, and also recognising all of the WHO team, the Secretariat, and all their work throughout this week. And so it is my pleasure to give the floor to the Director General, Dr. Tedros, to give some closing remarks.
Dear co-chairs, dear vice chairs, dear bureau members, excellencies, distinguished delegates, colleagues, as you remember last Wednesday, I told you what I saw in this room. I saw people who gave everything. I saw exhaustion. I saw determination. And I saw you refuse to give up. That was true then, and it's still true now. We came into this week hoping to conclude. That did not happen. And I know that disappointment sits with many of you. But I also know this. You tried your best. And that effort, those long days, those late nights, those moments when you reached across the table instead of pulling back, that effort was not wasted. While we have not yet reached a final agreement, it's important to recognize how far you have become, how far you have come. At the same time, we must be candid. Despite best efforts, differences remain on key issues. These are not trivial matters. They go to the heart of equity, access, sovereignty, and global solidarity. It's therefore understandable that more time is needed to bridge these gaps in a meaningful and durable way. In this spirit, I welcome the collective decision to resume negotiations in about 4 weeks. This pause is not a setback. It's an opportunity. It allows us to reflect, to consult further with our capitals, and to return with renewed clarity and flexibility. Not to keep negotiating indefinitely, but to continue and to close the deal. That's a choice, and it's the right one. You have made the right choice. Equally important is the agreement to hold informal sessions in the interim. Any convergence from the informal sessions will be presented to the IGWG and considered in the resumed session with a view to build on the screen version of IGWG 6 draft PUBS Annex text. This is, by the way, a very important decision because your effort will not be wasted, even if it was a product of the informal session. This informal engagement will be critical. They provide a less formal space for open dialogue, like we saw last night, creative problem solving, and the identification of possible middle grounds, or some call it landing zones. It's in such settings that trust can deepen and innovative compromises can emerge. So let these remaining weeks be what they need to be. A bit of rest, and reflect, find middle ground, consult and consult again, and deepen the middle grounds. Let the air clear, but do not let the distance make the other side into a stranger again, because there will be the Geneva and capital. So stay together. What you're building here is too important for that. I encourage all delegations to approach the coming weeks, both the informal sessions and the formal resumption, with constructive spirit, guided by goodwill, pragmatism, mutual respect, and a shared sense of responsibility. The world is watching, and the stakes are high. An effective pub system is not only a technical achievement, it's a cornerstone of global health equity and preparedness. Especially, it will be very important in a world that's rupturing, and we see it. The pubs annex remains the heart of this agreement. It's still about the most human questions: how we share what saves lives, how we trust each other when it matters most. That work continues, and you remain the ones to do it. And serving you, by the way, in this historic occasion, it's such a great honor. So let us use the coming weeks wisely. Let us listen carefully, engage sincerely, and remain focused on the common good that unites us. Not between us and them, but it's us, all of us, on one side, against a virus which is against all of us. My message to you today is simple. Thank you for your continued commitment. It was real, and I saw it. Thank you for agreeing to come back. That took courage. And when we return in a few weeks, let us finish. Not perfect, perhaps, but fair, operational, worthy of the trust you have carried for so long. I'm confident that together we can bridge the remaining differences and deliver an outcome that reflects both ambition and fairness. I will be here, ready to serve you with my colleagues until this work is done. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other. For those who travel, safe travels, and see you in a few weeks. Thank you. Co-chairs, back to you. Thank you.
Dr. Tedros, on behalf of the Bureau, I mean, thank you so much for your words just now, but thank you also for your personal commitment and your support throughout all of this week. I know it has been greatly appreciated by all. And also to thank all of the WHO team, the Secretariat, the interpreters, all others involved. Thank you so much to all IGWG members for your massive commitment that the DG's just outlined, and also to our relevant stakeholders as well. And just to stress as a Bureau our commitment to, and looking forward to working with you all in the coming weeks for these informals, for the resumed session. So a massive thank you on behalf of all of us. And indeed, we will see you in a few weeks or maybe even sooner with the informals. But thanks so much, and I hope you can enjoy the rest of what is left of the weekend. Thanks so much. And I will now formally suspend the meeting. Thank you so much.